Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I have an app here that I'm going to talk about that I haven't talked about on the channel. I have used it, I have made sure that it pays, and it is one that can earn fairly quickly as long as you have two different devices that you can run it on. The app you see right here, AAMusic by Twins Game. A really good app. You will need to have or look either Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or Napster also downloaded as well so that you can run this app. But overall, this app, you're just going to go in. I use Spotify. You're going to run a playlist that they recommend. I just always click on their playlist and you collect points for it. You can see there it goes. Points are ticking away. I've already had a $5 cash out here, and every 1,000 points is $1. So right now you see I'm very quickly working towards $6. I will say they recently updated it on November 12th, so it is something that is keeping updated. And you may ask why I have two devices when this one here is not currently running the app. The thing is you can't run more than one device at a time, or at least not on that one account. You can't. But there's a timer. If you see, we'll let this try and zoom in. There is a timer there that lasts about 6 hours, and you can run for that amount of time. What I do is when that timer's up, I switch it over to the other phone and continue to run it there. And every time I get done, I jump back and forth between each phone. That keeps this app running at a good rate. You know, there's times when it runs out, but I stop in once a day and switch it over, and everything runs good. It's one of these ones that they do take a little bit of time. I did notice this last payout did take a little while, but nowhere near as long as some of the apps that I have here on my phone farm board. I wanted to bring this one to you because a lot of people are asking, you know, with the shutdown of Perk, you know, what can I fill in my phone farm with? And this is one app that I have been using basically since the end of the summer. I've been using it throughout the fall and now into the winter coming up. It is one that pays. I wanted to make sure that they paid because it did take a while on the last payment, but they did, in fact, give me that Amazon gift card that I cashed out with. I'm going to show you the payouts right here real quick on it. We're going to look at redeem. We're going to see that Amazon 1,000 points. You can also go down PayPal. You can actually link this stuff to the account. You can cash out in Bitcoin. Let's let there we go. Ethereum. You know, that's all your cash out options. And as you can see, it is a really good amount. When it comes to being able to cash out, you can let this run for quite a while, especially when it comes to Amazon. You can easily get $25 cash outs. I'm always iffy with a lot of these apps when it comes to actually keeping a lot of money on there, because you never know. You collect all this money, and what happens? All of a sudden they stop paying out. All of a sudden there's a problem and you lost a lot. I normally like to cash out right at that $5 mark, which I will do here coming up shortly. This one's ran a little bit over, but I wanted to make the video showing exactly how, while the app's running, you could see exactly how it is counting up your money that you're making. Like I said, you will need to exit out. You will need to have Spotify open as well. This is just what their recommended list was, so that's what I have running. I just go to, when you first start up, you could click on it. It'll ask you to go to their recommended playlist and then just hit continue to play, and it will sit there and play for quite a while. Their latest update just fixed some bug fixes. I did have a problem with this app for a little while of it not accurately calculating my my credits. Certain times it would be high, certain times it would be lower. And when I first started up, by the time I got up and running, it all seemed to come back. And then at one point for a few days, it was stuck at 0 and I couldn't earn points. I couldn't do anything. But after a day or so, it did fix itself, and now it is back up and running. So AAMusic is the app's name. That's the one you want to check out. I will have, obviously links in the description and everything like that, so that if you're interested in this app to fill out your phone form, it's one here. You'll notice I'll back out a show. I got a few phones turned off right now for this video because they are on apps that I do still want to talk about later. Don't want to give you all too much of a preview, but I do have some other apps that I've been using and testing. I'm waiting for payments to come in on them because I'm no longer going to talk about an app pending a payment, because I want to make sure that you will actually get paid. I want to make sure it's an app that has actually paid out to me before I even talk about them here on the channel. There's just so many that have, they seem to have a lot of potential to them until it comes time to pay out, and you can wait a very long time. You will not hear about an app from me anymore that has not actually had an active payout. So, and I will talk about ones that, get paid to sites, and apps that once did pay out that are no longer paying out. If you saw my volcano video, that was the last one before this one, you'll know that that does happen. And not all apps that work well, 6 months ago, still work well now. So just know that this app currently is working for me. I have had payouts come in for it. I will be putting in another one coming up here after this video goes live. I will put in another payout at that point, and I will continue to bring information as far as other apps. I'm still running a few other apps here, but there are a couple dark phones at the time, which is because there's other stuff in the works just waiting for some payouts to come in. So I thank you all for joining me here on this video. If you like what I do here on the channel, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with getting it noticed out there with the way YouTube is. I'm also going to be covering an end of the year, being that we are quickly moving into December, an end of the year wrap up for all the phone farm. If you remember I used to do it every week before this summertime came around, and a lot of these apps really dropped off in paying to where it didn't make sense to do a weekly video. But I will go through, we'll talk about what apps I was using at the beginning of the year and what apps I am using currently at the end of the year, and how well they paid, throughout the entire year. You would be surprised that almost all of the apps I was running at the beginning of the year, I am no longer running now. That if you've been a fan of the channel and you've watched a lot of videos, you'll know why a lot of, why really a whole 10 phones have been switched to different apps. But I will talk about that in the year-end wrap-up, and I'll also bring you some new apps that I think for 2020 you could still make some money, although it is not what it was a year ago. It's not what it was 2 and 3 years ago, but you could still make decent extra money with phone farming. You'll see there still are a number of phones on my board. There are still a few open spots. A lot of that is because certain apps are not running on some of my older devices. I had to remove them off of the board because I just couldn't find things to run. But more apps like AAMusic here will definitely help fill out that board. So keep a lookout on the channel. Hit that bell icon. Make sure you subscribe so you know when new apps are coming out and what apps really do work. I thank you all, and as always, have a wonderful day.